Do you know the secret? The one secret that can change everything about the way you speak English. Let me tell you a story first. Imagine this, there's a boy sitting in a classroom. He knows every answer. His mind is bursting with ideas, but when the teacher calls his name, he freezes. He can't say a word. His mouth stays shut. Why? Because he's scared of making mistakes. Now, what if I told you this isn't his fault? What if I told you the real problem isn't inside him, but something he can easily fix? You're about to find out how. Hello, everyone. My name is Emma, and I'm so happy to be with you today. Our topic is I understand, but I can't speak fix it now. While listening, you'll learn some new words, how to make sentences, and how to speak English confidently. This is going to be fun and easy, so stay with me until the end. I promise it will change your life. Speaking English fluently is not just about words or grammar. It's about opening doors in your life. Imagine walking into a room full of people and being able to speak your mind. Imagine telling your story to the world, making new friends, or even getting your dream job. That's why you should listen closely. Every word you hear and every sentence you practice is a step closer to that dream. When I was younger, I had a neighbor named Lily. She was kind, smart, and always smiling, but she had one big fear speaking English. She could read it, write it, and even understand everything. But when it came to talking, she froze. She told me once, "Emma, I feel like there's a wall in my throat. The words are there, but they can't come out." I remember looking at her and feeling so sad. How could someone so bright be so stuck? Then, one day, something happened. She tried a little trick. It was so simple, yet it changed everything for her. Do you want to know what that trick is? Here it is. Lily started talking to herself in English. Yes, talking to herself. She would stand in front of a mirror and pretend she was speaking to someone else. At first it felt silly, but guess what? It worked. Let me tell you a moment that will touch your heart. One day, Lily's little sister was crying because she didn't understand her homework. Lily wanted to help her, but the instructions were in English. For the first time, Lily spoke up. She said, "I will help you in English." Her voice was shaky, but her little sister's face lit up with joy. That's when Lily realized how powerful speaking English could be. Do you ever feel like Lily? Do you understand English but can't speak it? Stay with me, because I'm going to help you break that wall. Speaking English is not about being perfect, it's about being brave. Here's another secret for you. Every time you listen to a story like this and repeat the sentences, your brain gets stronger. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Start with simple sentences like, "How are you?" or "I'm happy today." Say them out loud. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. Lily's journey didn't stop there. After she realized the power of speaking to herself in English, she decided to take another bold step. One evening, she sat at her desk and opened her favorite storybook. But instead of reading it quietly, she began reading it aloud. At first, her voice trembled. She stumbled over words and paused awkwardly. But she kept going. The next day, Lily added a new step. She recorded her voice on her phone while reading. When she played it back, she laughed at how funny she sounded, but she didn't stop. She tried again, improving a little each time. Slowly, her confidence grew. One weekend, her mom told her, "Lily, we're going to the store. Can you ask for milk this time?" Lily's heart raced. She wanted to say no, but she remembered the little promise she had made to herself: no fear. Just try. At the store, Lily walked up to the counter. Her palms were sweaty and her voice was shaky. But she said it. "Excuse me, where is the milk?" The store clerk smiled and pointed her in the right direction. That was it. Simple, but life-changing. Lily felt like she had climbed a mountain. You might be wondering, how did this small moment change her life? It's because speaking, even a little, gives you courage. Courage grows, step by step, until one day you can have a full conversation without thinking twice. Let me share something personal with you. When I was a little girl, I had a dream to visit Paris. But I was scared because I didn't know how to speak French. One day I met a kind woman who told me, "Emma, just start with one sentence. Learn to say hello and thank you. That's all you need for now." I did what she said. On my trip, I used those 2 sentences every day. People smiled, helped me, and even taught me more words. That's when I learned languages connect us, even if we're not perfect. Lily understood this too. After her small success at the store, she began challenging herself more. She joined a small group at the library where people practiced English together. At first, she felt shy and nervous, but she listened, smiled, and tried to speak whenever she could. One day, a man in the group said, "Lily, your English is getting so much better." Her heart swelled with pride. For the first time, she felt like she belonged. Lily's biggest fear wasn't about asking for milk at the store or joining a small group at the library. It was something bigger, something that made her feel frozen every time she thought about it, standing in front of a group of people and speaking English out loud. One day, her library group announced a Share Your Story event. Everyone would have 2 minutes to talk about their life in English. When Lily heard this, her first thought was, I can't do it. It's impossible. But deep down, she knew she couldn't hide forever. She thought about her little sister's smile when she spoke English for the first time. She thought about the store clerk who understood her. And she thought, if I don't try now, I might never try. That night, Lily sat on her bed with a notebook. She wrote down a simple story about her childhood. She practiced reading it out loud again and again. When she stumbled on words, she didn't stop. She used her phone to look up the pronunciation and repeated the words until they felt natural. The day of the event came. Lily's heart was pounding, her hands shaking. As she sat waiting for her turn, she almost wanted to leave. But then, she heard someone else's story. It was from a man who had moved to her town from another country. His English wasn't perfect, but his story was beautiful. Lily realized something important. People don't care if your English is perfect, they care about your heart. When it was Lily's turn, she stood up slowly. She could feel her legs trembling, but she held onto her notebook tightly. She took a deep breath and began. Hello, my name is Lily. I want to tell you about my favorite memory as a child. At first, her voice was quiet. She made a few mistakes, but something amazing happened. The more she spoke, the easier it became. By the end of her 2 minutes, people were smiling and clapping. A woman even came up to her afterward and said, "Your story reminded me of my childhood. Thank you for sharing." That day, Lily felt something she had never felt before: pride. Not because she was perfect, but because she was brave. Do you know what Lily realized? Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. You have to act first, even if it feels scary. The more you act, the more your confidence grows. Lily's story didn't end there. She kept practicing every day. She joined more groups, made friends from different countries, and even started helping others who were learning English. Her life completely changed because she stopped waiting for the right time and just started speaking. Now, I want to ask you, what's one small step you can take today to start speaking English? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe you can talk to yourself in the mirror, read out loud, or ask a simple question in English. Share your step in the comments below. Lily's little sister Mia was watching her big sister with wide, curious eyes. Mia was only 10 years old, and she admired Lily more than anyone else in the world. One evening, after dinner, Mia walked up to Lily and tugged on her sleeve. "Lily, can you teach me how to speak English like you?" she asked softly. Lily felt her heart melt. She remembered the days when she was afraid, unsure, and full of doubt. She knew she had to help Mia in a way that would make learning English fun and exciting, not scary. So Lily sat down with her and said, "Mia, I'm going to tell you my secret, but you have to promise to use it every day." Mia nodded eagerly. "I promise." Lily leaned in and whispered, "Pretend you're playing a game. Every word you say in English is like collecting a point. The more points you get, the better you become." Mia's eyes sparkled. She loved games. "What kind of game?" she asked. "Let's start with something simple," Lily said. "When you wake up tomorrow, say good morning to me in English. That's your first point. Then, when you ask for breakfast, say, 'Can I have bread, please?' That's your second point. By the end of the day, let's see how many points you can get." The next morning, Mia woke up full of energy. She ran to Lily and said, "Good morning." Lily gave her a big smile and said, "1 point for you throughout the day." Mia kept trying. Sometimes she forgot, and other times she hesitated, but Lily always encouraged her. "Don't worry about mistakes," Lily said. "Even if you say the wrong word, it's better than saying nothing. Every mistake is a step toward learning." As the days turned into weeks, Mia's confidence grew. One afternoon, Lily noticed something incredible. Mia was outside playing with their neighbor, a girl who spoke only English. Mia was laughing, talking, and using simple sentences like, "Let's play," and "catch the ball." Lily watched from the window with tears in her eyes. She remembered how hard it had been for her to take those first steps, and now here was her little sister, fearless and free. That evening, Mia ran inside and hugged Lily tightly. "I got so many points today," she said proudly. Lily laughed and said, "You're amazing, Mia. Do you know what the real secret is? It's not about points or games. It's about trying. The more you try, the more you grow." Mia tilted her head. "So, it's like planting a flower." "Yes," Lily said. "Every time you speak, it's like watering the flower. At first it's small, but one day it will bloom into something beautiful." Lily's advice didn't just help Mia, it reminded Lily of how far she had come. She realized that teaching someone else was making her even better at English. Now, let me ask you, who in your life could you practice with? Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or even a neighbor. Practicing with someone else can make learning more fun and help you grow faster. What's one English sentence you want to try today? Write it in the comments, and I'll help you make it even better. Do you want to hear how Lily helped Mia give her first English speech at school? Comment, tell me more, and I'll continue the story just for you.